It looks like history is repeating. In 1933, US government made it illegal for US citizens to hold gold. Right now, in 2020, it looks like even in the decentralization age, something similar is happening. In 2020, these moves shows when Japan, UK, Singapore and others have regulatory clarity, US is closing the doors. And when we say closing the doors, it's towards the competition. And that is closing the doors to the future financial system. When China is hitting new results and thriving, USA is not even on a competing stage. And right now, they are building pillars for China to thrive and to excel. For example, look at the Bitcoin network, look at the Ether. These are being non-security right now in US, for which the Chinese miners, the majority of Chinese miners are being incentivized. And money is flowing in that network towards China. When the WEF, the World Economic Forum, shows the direction of future, there is no doubt it's a digital era. And the movement of money is now going to be huge. It's going to be used with hybrid crypto. Now, different types of cryptocurrencies are being utilized to execute these. Why? Because this area is so much money. Just the remittance market itself is 600 billion a year. Then what the global money transfer looks like? It's so huge. And when you look at e-government, e-commerce and every different stuff being kicked up together for the money movement market, and then see this thing, it's going to be really huge. That is going to be providing that edge which the digital age requires. And the story actually goes on and on. But majority are in a doubting stage where you're still thinking what's happening. But many have seen this, but right now, no one is even considering something like this is happening. They are all in a doubt. But many still forgets about the rally which fails while starting a bull run, the disbelief rally. How it ends? It goes way back, breaks that low here, creates a new low. In that trend line, it's going to the downside, it's going to the bottom. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. When we see the entire market is changing, the money is moving into crypto, especially towards Bitcoin and Ethereum, because they have a little bit more regulatory clarity. But for the other assets, mainly for us, it's XRP. When we look at it, the market cycle shows us something similar. Indicators shows us something brewing, and that has a lot of similarity with the history. When we look back in history, we can see 70, 80, 60, 50, 70, again, these range of corrections all the way in a bullish market and a consolidative market. That's a symbol for you to understand. There are things changing. Now, many would be still doubting, thinking about SEC came out and they are going to show this. But concentrate and focus here. You're going to get all those details which you need. Even when the market is moving to the downside, consolidating, you always have an opportunity. And if you see that opportunity, you seize and take profit when the price breaks out. Each time when there is an opportunity, we highlight that there is an opportunity which you can grasp. First, it was an 18% probability. You got that one. Then it was another possibility to buy at the retest. Next one was this. We popped to the upside. Then we started correcting. So each time when you have an opportunity, you need to understand that from the charts, and that's why we highlight that in the Patreon. If you would like to get these kind of updates when these happens, should you should be able to take profit of that. In that case, you can look at the Patreon, link is given in the description below. Before we jump into the detailed discussion for today's matter, I would like to wish you guys happy Christmas. At the same time, we also reached 15,000 subscribers here in the Scientific Investor family. Thank you for all of you guys, each and everyone who's been supporting the channel from a long time, who's hitting that like button so hard. Thanks a lot. Now let's dive into today's discussion, and we can start with the market idea. When the price is going down, you should not be actually looking at this like, it's just happening and you need to give it away. No, it's not that way. Because when you look at history, you can understand. Even the RSI was suggesting we are moving to the upside. Then we went below the RSI. Everyone was negative, but the price went up. Right now, if we zoom in, you can see that the RSI broke that level and it's right now just below 50. 50 is considered as a neutral range, but right now we are below that. Zoom in, you can see we are below that. We are around 49 there, 47, 48, 49, 48. So in that range, when you are looking at the market, you kind of get different indicators. Say you go on a monthly, this candle, green candle, shows something changed from that area. Even with all these bad news coming out for the retail investors, the price is still within that range. It has not bounced below that range of 0.23. It is absolutely stunning to know that in this market cycle, even when the dip we created in March was the low, with this kind of news stating it's going to be a security, exchanges are going to halt trading, we are still here. That means some guys understand that this is just noise, which is being created to kick out the retail small guys. Now, I'm not a fan of using that word small, but for the whales, we are small. And when you see these kind of news and say, no, this has nothing to do with whales, this is just SEC stating. What was SEC doing all this time? XRP was being traded for remittance from USA to Mexico and other corridors. What was SEC doing back then? Their mouth was shut. Or were they eating bananas? I don't know. But it's completely stupid to say that this is a possibility, that this asset is a security, and then he's going to resign. That means he already knew that he would be resigning this month end, and before that he put this one out. That's kind of an attack towards the altcoin which have the utility, where he has provided clarity for Bitcoin, which is energy hungry, and right now all of them, even in that network, is trying so hard they can reduce the impact. Because everyone is focusing on the climate change, and climate change is one of the important factors which the next government in all the different geographical area would be looking at. Now, if everyone is concerned about this and they are looking for clean, green energy, when the new financial system comes, which is already being implemented in different parts of the world, will it be Bitcoin network or Ethereum? Or will it be something else which doesn't need that much energy, which can provide you with that edge? And that edge is the reason for the value of that asset. And that value will be reflecting in price. But the government will never want you to take benefit of that. Remember, back in 1933, this really happened, right? In US. And that made US the superpower which it is right now. So back then, if the government played such a tactics, a huge game, which was not that cool for citizens, but still it made the nation a superpower, because just that one poured in a lot more in gold to the country. If you read these areas, it's clear that they did that to reduce the power of their dollar, their fiat currency, devalued that one, increasing the inflation there. But that brought in a hell lot of gold towards this country, and the gold reserves in that country increased. Automatically, the liquidity in the country increased. So right now when you see this, the rising force China is fighting with US in the new financial system. They are up and running with their central bank digital currency network in their nation. Understand, one is a highly developed country, another one is a rising power which has a huge population and it's still not completely developed. Still, they maintained this thing. So what would be the response of USB? Right now it's something like this. You can argue that this is the stance taken by an exchange in US only because of the SEC announcement. Now that is true, but what you don't understand is not every exchange is going to say something like this when you have the majority of the world trading XRP. If they are going to stop this, that's different. If they are going to delist XRP, that's entirely different. So they are not saying they are going to delist XRP. They're just saying US customers will not be allowed to do this. Right now, if you go, say, on different sites and try for leverage trading, for example, not the margin trade, the CFDs, contract for difference, it's banned in US. But the same is being possible in Europe. So the regulations are different in different nations, and you have to understand what you own, why you own that. I personally understand why I own that. When you go into this one, this is sec.gov archives. And when you go towards this document, read through this, you understand there is a lot more to this. When you come to the bottom of this document, they highlight how they plan to succeed. And when you go through all of this stuff and reach the bottom, look at this arrow where it is being pointed. It's hybrid of cryptocurrencies and traditional banking rails. ISO 20022 is not far away, and this will definitely affect that. Right now, the noise is being created for you and me to think it is a security and it would be delisted from exchanges where, including Coinbase, Kraken and all, already have the clarity for them. Say Kraken has that banking license, Coinbase already highlighted they can trade this, SEC came out and stated exchanges can trade this, it's okay. So there is a play happening in front of you. You are the one who has to look at it and understand what it is really about. When this is being stated by David Schwartz, if XRP isn't the best, it doesn't deserve to succeed. We are not trying to fight for a bigger slice of a tiny pie, but for the biggest slice we can get of all payments in the world. I just highlighted this to you guys that the payments in this is huge. Just the remittance market, which is a tiny share of that payments, is this huge, and they are considering that huge opportunity. Then the payments around the globe is massive, even if you believe or not. And that is when this network right now, which acts like a store of value, says we can handle that. Those who eat 2 times or 3 times a day can easily say, nah, that's not going to be scaling towards this requirement. You don't have that much energy in this world to use this network to solve that problem of payments. That's common sense. But for investors, that's a store of value. Compared to gold or any other traditional assets, this is an alternative investment for them. So they are trying to use it. They are trying to increase their money supply. That's it. The scenario for XRP right now is being exaggerated. Say Bitstamp still operates the only public XRP ledger gateway to trade USD and BTC IOUs on the XRP ledger. Wow, so that's not a small deal. Bitstamp is directly integrated into Ripple protocol. It's in their terms and descriptions. They will halt trading for US in early January. That's actually, it's not like taking out XRP from their exchange. It's just creating a image, a cloud of doubt about you guys. So you have to go into their site and read what they have written there. It's 8th of January 2021. Then Binance US is also highlighting something similar. So what you have to do is move outside US. You have a lot of options It's not like gold, you have to go out, buy the physical gold, hold it, or not even like the gold certificates. This is a decentralized technology. You can buy it, store it, it's not a big deal, and you still have a lot of time. So now you should be thinking in the opposite manner. If this is going to be banned for the US citizens from early Jan this year, coming year, how many of them will FOMO in to buy and store it offshore? If you understand that this technology is going to be super disruptional, it's going to disrupt the entire financial system, will you invest in it? And if you're ready to invest and your government is saying no, you can't, how will you actually do that? If you have a different route to execute that, it will be easy for you and you will do that. Same for me. If I'm in your perspective, I'm standing in your shoes, I would be doing something similar, right? And all of these updates which we have already heard about clearly states that SEC is wrong. XRP is a currency. It's not just one country coming out and saying it's a currency. It's different nations, different regulators who understand this technology. Whereas SEC took 80 years to understand this technology, and even at that point, they are not competent enough to understand this technology. That's why they are saying this is a security and trying to create that type of chaos in the market, which is instead creating the carnage in altcoins. If you go to Coin Paprika or others and then look at what really is happening as of now, you can easily see this is not only affecting XRP. Other crypto assets are also being affected. Look at the change. How the price varied in just 1-2 days. Right? 1 or 2 days, everything just changed. So before you close your trades, make a decision about your future in this asset class. Always do your own research, understand what the reality is. Not just what others want you to know, but what you should know or what you need to know as an investor. Go inside the market, do your own research, study what you really need. Then look at the candles and see what those candles are trying to see. Here the 200-day moving average is this red one. The price broke below the 50-day moving average. It came near the 200-day moving average. It didn't slow down. It broke below. It closed there. Now that was a bearish indicator. If we haven't got this green candle there by this time, it's bearish. But when you got a green candle which broke above that moving average and is staying there, this is just a fake out. And this red candle highlights we still have bearish momentum there, but unless we break below this 200-day moving average and close below this range, it's not that bearish. Move into a monthly chart, then look at this mother candle, just the mother candle which broke and gave us this new high. Plot a segment there so you can refer to the market whenever you want and understand what happened in the market. If we are still in this range, that's not a bad deal. Think, we were just starting out. We just had a small rally compared to what the history shows us. And that small rally being like this, a sell-off, is not a big deal. Because when you look at the percentage of rise from the bottom towards this one, it was around 100%. Then again, the next one from the bottom towards the top, again 100%. And the next one, you rallied like 220%. Being precise, it would be around 220 to 30%. Then you got a correction from that high of 70%. Is that a bad deal? Do you personally consider that as a huge bad deal? Or do you really consider this as a carnage which regularly happens in the market? For me, it's a regular thing. When I look at different market, go to silver's chart or any other different assets which you are familiar with, look at different time frame, you will get what I'm saying. The long-term market cycle, for me, when I compare silver's market cycle and understand the price action there, the manipulation there, I can understand something similar is happening in XRP, and the news shows me that the manipulation happening in silver was due to traders from JP Morgan. Right now JPM coin is there, and that guy Jamie Dimon was saying BTC is nothing, you shouldn't be trading BTC is just a hoax, blah blah blah, blee blee blee, and afterwards you all know what happened. So those are suckers who doesn't actually want you to own this stuff. They want their own SHIT narrative for you, and you should be believing that that's what they want. But if you look at history, you try to learn, stay educated, you are going to come on top of this, and we would thrive together. That's why Scientific Investor channel is here, to educate you, give you that moral support when you really need that. If you did receive value for your time spending here, do hit that like and subscribe button. And if you would like to get more, do let me know in the comment section below. If you have any conflict of interest information, do put that in the comments. Let's discuss. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.